It's a little off topic, but you're an MMA guy. We just saw that we had Mayweather and we had Conor McGregor in town. One of the most incredible happenstances of just a media conference. Did you see it? You're being an MMA guy. So
I like MMA, but I'm a bigger fan of traditional boxing. I grappled and I took jiu-jitsu, which probably saved my life when I was a kid, because we were in a neighborhood where you could have went the opposite way, and so we all jumped in and we all got into martial arts and got into boxing, and so I like traditional boxing. Do I like the circus that they're doing? No, it's almost annoying, and it's also I believe a little disrespectful to my intelligence, because it's it's almost like they're begging for every single person to watch this for pay-per-view.
And $100 a shot, that's a lot of people and a lot of money.
That's it? I would think it's be more than $100 a shot.
I find it extremely insulting. I know the setups. I've seen the setups where Muhammad Ali would talk shit with George Foreman at the weigh-ins, or with Joe Frazier, right?
Frazier.
It's normal. It's normal, and that's how they create the hype. They say that wrestling's fake, but boxing, the hype is the hype. So
Frank, this was as close to the WWF as I have seen in any martial arts or any professional boxing press conference. It was like Hulk Hogan against Randy Macho Man Savage.
Yeah, but
it was fun, and it was in Toronto.
People are showing up. They're going on tour just like you do when you're promoting a movie or you're promoting something to sell, or on a book tour, right? And that's what they're doing. And this guy Mayweather is 22 million plus the VIG. They say that if you borrow money from a loan shark or a Shylock, you're fucked because the VIG is huge. Well, when you owe money to the government, the interest rate is fucking brutal. So he's 22 million and counting in debt to the government, so he needs this fight. Whoever put this together is a genius. I think it's great for both sides, for the boxing and for the MMA, and we'll see what happens. But the experts, guys way smarter than me who cover sports, they don't think it's going to be a good fight.
They don't think it's going to be a good fight, and yet anything could happen.
Yeah.
And don't forget, this is theater.
Yep.
This is theater. Worse than the WWF.
Well, I'll tell you why it's theater, Bill, because of the amount of money. So, if Mayweather loses, then there's going to be a rematch for another gazillion dollars. You know what I mean?
I said this on Tuesday. De La Hoya couldn't catch Mayweather. Pacquiao couldn't catch Mayweather. Now a guy who failed probably as a boxer, maybe he was a really good boxer. I don't know.
Who the fuck told you that he failed as a boxer? When you talk like that, you make me fucking nuts, John. How do you know that this guy failed as a boxer?
What I'm saying is he won't be able to catch
How do you
Mayweather.
know that this guy failed as a fucking boxer? How do you make a statement like that? This guy is at the top of his game in mixed martial arts. And one of the components of mixed martial arts is toe-to-toe fighting. And apparently, for him to be in this fight with him, his boxing skills within the MMA criteria of jiu-jitsu and grappling are strong enough to go head-to-head with this guy. Will it be enough for him to beat Mayweather, who is concentrated on just one thing, which is boxing? I don't know. But this guy's in better physical shape.
Oh, I know. I love the guy.
It's all about punching.
Mayweather walked in, they booed him yesterday. And they'll do it in They'll do it in London, and they'll do it in Los Angeles.
Listen,
they'll boo him.
Rocky Marciano, I'm way too young to have ever seen him fight in his glory days, but the fight station they used to be on that Spider Jones would host with George Chavallo, two very dear friends of mine. They showed a lot of fights of Rocky Marciano. Rocky Marciano had absolutely no technique. He just would stand in the fucking ring, and then if he got you with one, you'd be dead. So here's the deal, in my view. This is the analogy. This guy McGregor is a very strong man, very powerful man. If he catches Mayweather with one punch, Mayweather's done. Now, if boxing, pure boxing, great boxing, is very choreographed and it's very calculated. So if he's smart and he can dance around and maybe tire him out, I don't know. But in my view, when a fucking dump truck runs over you, you're gonna die. If you get hit by a smart car, you got a chance.
Yeah, McGregor's 28 and Mayweather's 40, coming out of retirement.
Yeah, and McGregor, one of his punches will make you fucking see stars for about a month.
Last fight lasted 12 seconds, guys. McGregor's last fight.
That wasn't his last fight.
Well, one of the big ones for Perry.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You're getting fake news beside you there, Perry.
Okay, I follow this stuff very closely.
Yeah,
but what I'm going to say is, if you look at,
I follow it very closely. I'm not a guy who knows McGregor's technique, but I watched them. I went on a couple of weeks ago. I watched him on YouTube. I watched some of his fights, and this guy's very strong, and this guy's very agile, and he's at the prime of his life. And so if it's real, if this is a real fight and everything's kosher and legitimate, my money is on McGregor if he hits Mayweather once.
And again, if you look at the Chuck Wepner Muhammad Ali, he hit him. He actually did hit him and actually caused Muhammad Ali to rock. And then Muhammad Ali said, "This is bullshit. I'm going to take the guy out." So it does happen.
You know what? That's a great example, and it's a great analogy, and I couldn't have said it better. So that's the whole thing, is if this guy hits him a couple of times, right, I don't think Mayweather will survive his punch. Mayweather has always been hit by guys like Manny Pacquiao is a great fighter, but he's not a power puncher.
And never has Floyd Mayweather been punked like this before. Now, whether psychologically it has any impact at all, but this guy, that's what Conor McGregor is. He's a guy who gets into your head by saying stuff. That's why everybody loves him. UFC people love him because he's like that. He's a wild cannon, but he actually does deliver, okay? Having said that, about 2 fights ago, he fought a guy, a boxer, who was heavier than him, and he got beat. And he got beat by hitting. So he is susceptible in a pure fight.
Everybody's susceptible to getting beaten. We're all hockey fans here, gentlemen, on the panel, and we've seen some great gladiators in the NHL lose their step as time goes on and get destroyed.